Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome to another episode of Downtime in the Hangar, where we talk about all things GBO2 and tangents. Today I'm joined by Gustav the 13th
Yep.
and GamingEmblem.
Hey.
So guys, how was this past week? Gustav?
Side note, when you said some, I was waiting for times and it never came, and my brain kind of broke a little bit. But mine's been all right. Self-isolating as usual, just chilling out, playing games. Just got wrapped up with Destiny, and we're doing Stargazer for Crossrays. Probably gonna do the finale later on the weekend, and then get started on 00. So we're still making progress there. Other than that, just Gundam. More and more Gundam. Like, this is a pretty Gundam heavy schedule since our secondary game is also covering this a bunch of series too.
Cool.
Now you guys.
Sorry, I kind of got distracted. All I see is just all of a sudden an error show up. Output is messed up. Error. Things are closing down. I'm like, what? What's closing down? And it's like, no, the stream's still up. Okay. Anyway, Emblem, what about you? What
Panic. Oh, you okay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, like I don't know if anyone else knows it, but it's not getting cut off a little bit. It's just like, how about you? That's all I heard. But I was getting ready for my premiere in this new podcast, Downtime Hangar. But we decided to change the name up. So I kind of got baited in that regard. And if you don't know what we're talking about, you gotta be here live when we're setting up. Otherwise, you just never know. But that's Phil's YouTube, man. Go watch some live content. So streams on YouTube. But
if anybody can figure it out, then 10 extra points.
But there's not a lot going on. I mean, I've honestly I've hit my like loop, I guess you would say. I'm kind of at the point now where I'm just working, gaming, and doing the same old mundane life. Has somewhat mundane. Masks suck. I'll say that. They provide a role, but I get all hot and sweaty at work, and not in like the good steamy way, but more like my face is sweaty and hot and uncomfortable way.
I just like today.
First world problems.
Today I was just like, I'm gonna have to go possibly in because I went to go pick up something, so they normally just bring it out and put it in the back. And I thought I was gonna have to, while everything was like updated, I was like, well, I can go to town and get some stuff done. So that works. I can go pick up things for my grandparents. Yeah, no big deal. So when I got there, I was like, well, I might have to go in. So I started to mask up and stuff. And I had a salad today. Well, I like onions.
Oh boy.
I love growing onions in the garden. So
Woo!
I forgot how bad it is because, again, I used to work in a hospital, so that I would, have to suit up sometimes when I would go into certain rooms or have certain patients that, had lower immune systems, etc. Right? So the thing is, we'd be masked up for 2 hours sometimes, and just like I just stopped eating just anything that would give you bad breath because it was just like, nope, not worth to self like bad breath. Nope. So I did this and I burped and I was just like, oh man, I forgot about this. Oh no. Friendly fire.
I definitely have mints in my office desk for sure. Sometimes the beats get a little too hot and you have to cool them down with a refreshing mint. So I feel you there.
But yeah, and as far as what my week's been, it's been trying to stop the fire that is my PC exploding.
Okay.
But really, it's looks like, I mean, I did have 6 years worth of doing different things on this thing, so just backed everything up.
Yeah.
and I'm just gonna start fresh anyway. And then even if this doesn't do anything, I'm probably just gonna have to reset up everything and just start with what I got. It's kind of funny though how much you forget that you used, but also at the same time how much random just garbage you accumulate over, like, oh, I'm going to play this one game, so I'm going to have random add-on number 5 million in this, in WoW or something, or Elder Scrolls Online. Just everything that just kind of slowly builds up, and like the, pennies of information that kind of build up. I'm just like,
Yeah.
actually, this is kind of nice. Everything's gone. It's a clean slate. Let's go. Also, the only weird thing is like what saves and what they have on the cloud now, and kind of what came back and what didn't. And I was like, okay, well, I thought I turned everything off from saving on the cloud, but apparently not. And other than that, GBO2, Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles, got the MLRS level 3. We in there. Trying to finish the Avengers. Might do that tonight or tomorrow morning. That's pretty much the whole thing that started this, was that game. So it is definitely a wait. The gameplay is kind of fun when it works. I will say that the gameplay is kind of fun. It's entertaining, especially I really like Iron Man, right? A couple of the characters, they're, varies depending on which character I'm playing, depends on how much I'm enjoying it. But and then like the bugs though are just so numerous that it's pretty much right now unplayable, and I can't even finish it, which allows you to get into the in-game content. So that's my biggest complaint.
Are you gonna try and finish it, Magnum?
Yeah, either tonight or tomorrow.
Ooh. Oh, tonight. I don't know, man. Do you think you might be at the point, if not already past it? You know, like how most anime, or maybe not most, but like the anime where like they have this scene where the main character is like pushing themselves way too hard, and like there's always that like real big deal consequence. Let's just like use when like I think Guy was gonna go fight not the Zonders but the bad guys and the OVA Grand Glorious Gathering or whatever, and like his body was literally gonna like fall apart. Like that's your PC right now. Like Krillin's off in the back and be like, Magnum's PC, if you do one more fight, your whole body, all the cells in your body are gonna like disintegrate, and we won't be able to wish you back to life. And Magnum's like, he's got to get in there and play the Avengers. Damn it!
You got to go further beyond all the time.
Yeah.
Like his PC's just like, may my body withstand this. Kyle can.
Pretty much. Activate game booster.
Accelerated 3D graphics. Performance mode.
For real. Like your janky laptop has already been pushed beyond its boundaries. It literally just got done fighting Cell, and now Magnum's throwing him right into the final Booze Saga fight. It's like, come on, bro.
But I mean, the reason why I did all this was to finish the game. I have to finish the fight.
Oh wait, this is a Gundam podcast. Sorry, hold on. You just beat he just beat up Char, and now he has to push Axis.
Yeah,
there you go. Relevant references for our Gundam themed podcast. There you go.
There we go. But
maybe I should use a better example. Like Armor beat the taste out of Char's mouth in Char's counterattack, but anyway, so how's the rest of your week been going, Magnum?
Oh man,
like these guys are Gundam podcasts. They barely know anything about Gundam. What the
hell? But yeah, I mean,
people watching this long just finding out.
That was pretty much it. Other than trying to get that to work, I've farmed the swamp like 20 times now or more. Just to try to get that Dragon Fang, and I still haven't gotten the recipe for my weapon either. And I finally looked it up. I thought it was crazy because I'm like, oh, I guess every weapon that is the pay-to-win weapons is 45. Well, I guess all Lilty weapons only go to 40, period.
Oh, that's interesting. That's interesting, Cap. I mean, yeah, my Selkie Rod is like 54 or whatever number. It is. So that's weird.
I don't know if they just try to balance. What I'm guessing is they might have tried to just balance everything, just to be like, okay, everybody
Like
can
catch up with stats.
Yeah, but the thing is,
Hmm.
it just means okay, so loyalties can't do magic. So I'm really curious
Yeah,
to know what your
that's
strength
crazy.
at the end is compared to your magic, and then we'll kind
Mhm.
of compare. I mean, obviously that means we need to know all the artifacts.
Right.
But once I
Well,
get
we could
my
probably quick math it.
yeah, so we could just figure out what artifacts we're missing and just kind of add whatever that you have that I don't have, and then see what the final number is. But I'm curious to know whether they just decided to balance out the strength modifier to everybody, or if loyalties just because they naturally start with more anyway. So I don't know which they're going for there, but I'm just like Selkies literally have that low of a strength modifier that they need like that much more. But yeah, it's kind of awkward.
Yeah, because I thought they were balanced, but
Yeah,
gotta make
and
the swords good.
everything else except for the spear, I guess. I don't know. But apparently, from what I've looked up, though, guides-wise, what people are doing right now is they're like, yeah, the laundriness is still relevant because its combo is, like, amazing. And I'm like, oh, man, that means the ultimate slash, cross slash, or whatever must suck. Oof. But maybe it is better,
Ripperino.
but I haven't heard anybody say, like, oh my gosh, the, like, Daybreaker or whatever is so
Yeah.
much better.
So OP, I can't believe. Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. So, but, yeah, I'll hopefully get everything back on track and everything. But yeah, figured might as well just go ahead and reset and go with it. But yeah, I'm gonna hop in, talk about the Tristan. Yeah.
I want it. Didn't get it.
That was a
So
good thing.
No, it wasn't.
you know what's funny though? Didn't I just randomly say I've been saying Tristan this past week multiple times. Like I
Yeah.
don't know,
I think we were joking that it's like something that would be cool, but like that we really wouldn't be expecting at this point.
but like
But
any
that's
way that I
definitely what it was.
Yeah, like, and then not just that though, like any time that I could mess up and say Tristan, I was saying it this week. Like it was a
Mm.
sign. Like I was saying
Magnum
people's
was
names
actually
wrong.
summoning Tristan.
Yeah, I was saying names wrong and everything else. So I was like, why did I even say that name? Like I remember talking to you, Emblem. But yeah. Um so fighting against it, because none of us got it. So there's that. But it takes less damage from ballistic than the Cubile, I guess.
I
Um,
suppose. It's just weird because of the cost range that it's at, though.
yeah, so I guess it has to be higher cost than the Alex. I
Oh yeah,
thought I thought it was going to be one of those cases where they were going to just make it like a. Uh, wait, does the Alex start at 450, right?
yeah, 450.
Yeah, I was thinking it would be like the 500. So we have like a Type B
Right.
situation.
They bumped it a lot.
But yeah,
Oh,
You
shit.
think they'd take the timeline into consideration?
Yeah, I mean, well, here's the thing, right? Like, it's using technology that's older than the time that it was fielded in a lot of cases because it's reusing it so much. But like, if we're talking Thailand access, then people were mentioning that that's like aftershock's counterattack and shit like that.
I mean it's got the tag. So
Twilight Axis.
we there.
Which is neat. It means there's a possibilities for that as well.
That Zaku 3 custom. The Zaku 3 itself is sexy.
I'd say
Yeah,
So
first
might be
things
painted
first.
silver.
Well, I mean the Zaku 3 custom is in Double Zeta too. So
Yeah.
I'm curious to know,
There
but I
you
mean
go.
that's double the reasons to put it in. Another reason
Yeah,
to
like that would have made more sense than the Tristan for talking
yeah.
about timeline.
All right, I'll buff the Tristan.
Yeah, it's kind of like I'm really scared about Christmas. That's the main thing.
I know.
That's the main thing that this
Santa came
does to
early.
me. This thing is scaring me about Christmas. I'm like, oh no.
Well, we got the bad Christmas. We got the coal out of the way, so I mean, what's to be scared of, right?
Oh, come on. It's not that bad. So
Dude,
mean.
I mean, I will be pre-disclosure. Tristan fucking sucks. Like, oh my god. It has good points, and we'll discuss those. But like, whoa, like Crash Bandicoot style. Like, whoa.
There is one thing that threw me for a fucking loop about this when I was looking at the stats, though, and that is the fact that they still are very timid about throwing out that that 3 priority for the melee. So it's got 2.
I think that would be fine if they didn't already set a bad precedent. Right?
I mean, it's only the Mark II's fault.
No, for sure.
They did it once. They stuck with their guns but got yelled at, and they don't want to do it again.
We fucked up. I'm sorry. But so like it has good points. And do you want to just kind of I clicked on the Mark II because we were talking about it. Hold on, let me pull up the Tristan. Do you want to go ahead and like discuss the? I mean, I pulled up a good suit, so you know what can I do? But
okay, so
pull up the Tristan.
Okay, so real
just
quick,
go over the stats and
yeah,
stuff.
yeah, we can definitely talk about the stats, but like, so what makes it bad? And really, so I've been hearing people complain about the beam rifle. I've been confused at its melees because, I mean, besides its slow swing, which we talked about that a little bit already.
We had to do a recap. It's stupid slow. It's really dumb how slow its swing is.
I mean,
let me catch my breath.
Especially the down swing.
The other
my
thing,
god,
though,
my arm's so heavy.
Is when it's doing its
these 2 beam saber.
It's doing its slow downswing. I was like, oh no, I'm gonna get hit. And it's like the beam saber gets like right next to me, and I'm just like,
whoosh.
Wait, my teammate didn't knock me down? What?
It's like, have you ever seen slow motion satire where like something's going in slow motion and then the person is like also like, oh shit. And then like they stop and realize that slow motion isn't real. So they just walk away like normal, but the dude in slow motion is still going in slow motion. That's the fucking Tristan, man. Pardon my language. That's the Tristan, okay? It's a parody of slow motion.
I mean, the Dryzen gets away with it though, Corez, because it has instant knockdown and it has a good like initiate like swing on it. Like it's a lot more simplified than the stuff that the Tristan's doing.
Yeah, I kind of noticed it's about as easy to tackle as the like double Zeta, because the double Zeta also has a slow swing, but I mean it's got a thick beam saber that it's got to swing around too. So
it's got stupid range on it too, so you can initiate from further away if you know where it's gonna end up.
Yeah. So, I don't know. It's got the slow initial like just swing period, so it's pretty easy to counter.
I mean, for me, like I always like dual beam sabers on suits until I have to use them, because they give you no extra range and they're very stumpy with the way that they want to swing them. And when you get so used to having more reach on your standard single sabers, it's just really hard to go to something else. And like you're expecting it to have a certain range and it just doesn't. Because it's trying to incorporate like both blades into like most of its attacks.
The other thing too is, I mean, it's like I said, it just feels like the beam saber hitbox that we're used to doesn't exist on this. That's kind of my biggest confusion.
The Cubulate is another example where it's like very stumpy arms. It has regular sized sabers, so like you can miss from distance, but the bigger thing is that it's so wide that your sides are covered. And on top of that, its downswing is stupid fast. So it makes up for it. Like the minute you initiate and you can just get a knockdown in, you can just do it all over.
It's also weird in that regard too, because like I don't know if anybody else got this. Like the first time I saw that thing even swing those beam sabers, like I almost wanted to check and make sure I wasn't watching a game that was in like 400 cost. Because I was like, holy shit, is that a GM? Like, well, I mean, I don't know, man.
Does it even have a lot of range? Does it even like cover a lot of distance when it does the downswing? Because it's supposed to be an advancing, but like
it definitely jumps forward some. I feel like with how slow the swing is, if you time it right, and like you probably have to be in the right position too, but like it takes so long to swing that you could probably catch somebody if they preempt your downswing and you bait it a little bit and then go in for the follow up. Because you travel like you're not an easy 8 or anything, but
the bigger thing I guess is just like because it already has 2 priority, it definitely does feel like a pickup kind of attack. Like someone's already on their ass, someone else probably did it. You just got to go in there and do that 4,000 plus damage.
We actually have a 650 general that has 3 priority.
Does the A1 or did they give it 2?
Well, I mean that's a raid.
Oh, sorry. But yeah, no, all the generals have 2.
Interesting. I wonder if they're gonna, just not make that mistake. Again.
No.
Well, I was gonna bring this up later. But do you think it might be like kind of how we talked about? Because I think Maniac brought it up about how like they may be trying to do like a soft reset at a certain cost.
Yeah,
which
I mean,
is kind of weird because they keep pushing up suits.
Yeah, so it's like it's already negating their approach. It feels like
BB's kind of weird.
Like it feels like they kind of want to watch the taste of the Mark II out of people's mouths, but it's like people obviously are gonna want it to get bumped up more. It makes more sense to bump that up than like the G3 or the fucking Grandpa Gundam again. Grandpa Gundam, which by the way also actually has priority 3, so let's not forget about that either.
Yeah, that Hyper Hammer. Good.
But here, I've got it. I've got the stats ready. So Tristan is a two level suit. Level 1 600, level 2 650. The base health is 1600, or sorry, I would say 100, 16,000 at level 1, 17,000 at level 2. The ammo defense is 16 and 17 going to level 2 from 1 to 2. 16 and 17 for beam resistance. Melee resist is 34 and 38 for level 2. As far as the range damage modifier goes, shooting correction, some might say, it is 24 at level 1, 26 at level 2. The melee adjustment is 36 at level 1, 39 at level 2. It has 135 speed, which isn't too bad. The boosting movement is 205. It has a base 60 thrust. The turning speed is 78. 84 in space without the shield, 81.5 if you do have it. And the suit does have space specialization, so that does play into that somewhat. The part slots are 22 at level 1, 20, or for short range or top slots, however you want to look at it, 22 at level 1, 24 at level 2. Medium slots are 15 at level 1, 16 at level 2, and the long range or bottom slots are 7 at level 1 and 8 at level 2. And just one more thing just to add in regards to that, the actual attacks, the melee damage modifier by direction, so it's neutral or up, swing, however you want to call it, is the normal modifier, so 100%. The side swings, which interesting to note, the side swing counts as 2 hits, but it's 50% per swing or hit. So you get 100%, which is 25% more than a normal side swing. So nice. The downswing is at a 140% modifier. So that is 10% higher than the usual, which is 130. So you get a little bit of bonus damage on a downswing, which helps for that.
The slowness
Big
of it.
chunks.
Is that
Although just to throw in a comparison to Dryson has a 200% downswing modifier. I'm just saying, but you know it does do less damage.
Yeah,
The swings are
if you're not doing
probably
down swings on your dries, then you need to rethink life a little bit.
yeah, the downswing on that thing is gross.
I learned that very quickly. As advancing it covers your body, you can sometimes smack someone's ass from behind. Like just do your downswing.
I feel it hits faster than just the neutral anyway.
Yeah, it's kind of like the 01 in that regard. Where like the bottom end of its initiation actually has a hitbox to it. I will say, like, at least with the Dryzen, be kind of careful because it actually does follow the model pretty strictly. So if it looks like it's gonna be missing from a certain angle when you're actually advancing to the enemy, it's gonna miss. You're just gonna have, because your body itself, I don't think actually has a box on it. It's not like trying to shoulder lean somebody with the VD. Kind of wish they'd give that to the Tristan just to have a little bit more leeway.
It does have a double. What's the skills? And I will say the stats on it seem pretty balanced though.
Yeah, I think it has a lot of stuff that's good going for it. Honestly, my main problem with the suit in particular is its kit and its execution, but we'll touch on that in a second. So leg shock absorber level 3, that's a 30% reduction to the like landing, and it's also that skill that they increase for suits when they need a buff. It also it also increases your recovery speed. This one's kind of weird. It shows 2 percentages, but I think it's the one that reduces the rate in which your like leg like wear damage produces. So it's like not real damage, but when you land and it's got like the light bar, that goes down faster. Supposedly. Although I'm looking at this from Google Translate, not the real one, and I can't really remember because leg shock absorber is like whatever. Anyway, it's quick boost. So you jump 30% faster. Level 2 emergency evasion. So that's dodge roll, so you can do it twice. It has high performance balancer. That's the skill that lets you cancel a dash with a melee attack, so you can zoom in fast and then you can let's see, it's got force injection, so when you're trying to do your second dodge roll, you can just waste all the rest of your thrust gauge instead. But you know, it's level 2, so it's not quite as bad. So it has aerial control program. So this is the ability that lets you boost midair, and when you're in the air, your thrust consumption is reduced by 50%, which is very nice. And you can also jump multiple times as well. Very similar to like the gun cannon or the gun cannon 2 and stuff like that. Also has gliding mechanism, so you fall slower. Has high performance ambac, so you know, space.
Sprays.
Yes. And also has combo control level 1.
That's
double dodge roll. That's always good.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Double dodge roll along with the force injection is actually pretty nice. I just like that it has that option because I got kind of used to having that in the work too.
Oh, and just because it kind of falls in line with the same thing, the Hangar abilities are the physical attack one at level 1. It's the one that gives you 1% more damage. This next one increases its melee resistance by 1% or by 1. The third one is level 1 shield strengthening, so you get 100 more shield HP. The fourth one is the expansion slot, so you get 1 more set of part slots across the board. And then the secondary ones that you have to use the part boxes for. The first one gives you 5 more melee resistance, and the second one gives you 5 more melee damage modifier. So, excuse me, I should have eaten before I got on. So you get a 6% bonus to your melee damage if you go all the way through the Hangar, and same to your melee resistance in that regard.
Not too bad.
Yeah, it's got
What's
some
the
cool stuff.
Gatling damage on it?
Do you want me to just start the Gatlings or just go through the
Yeah,
weapons
go
and get
through
to
them
the
all.
Gatlings?
Yeah.
Okay. So there's no bazooka on the Tristan. Sorry in advance, all of you launcher fans out there. But it has its own beam rifle for Tristan. 2 levels, obviously. It's defaults at 2600 power. But if you have a charge on it, it goes up to 3050. Level 2 is 2730 with a 3203 at a full charge. And here's one of the big things about the beam rifle. Regardless of the charge rate, a non-charged shot uses 80% of the thruster or of the heat rate thing, and a full charge uses 90%. So there is that. So it's 2 shots in quick succession, regardless of how much you charge it. Let's see. The range is 400, which honestly isn't the worst. 400 range is not that bad. You can move and shoot. It causes wince, relevant, which is kind of weird in that weapon since you can't fire in a succession. The charge time for a full charge is 4 seconds. And it has 70% stagger value on a normal shot, which is pretty substantial, and 85% on a charge shot. So I will say, like, that this is going to be, that last part's going to be a common theme amongst all the weapons for the Tristan, except for like maybe the normal Vulcans, and even those aren't that bad. Every single thing it has really good stagger build up. So double beam saber, this will be quick and easy. Level 1 is 2700, level 2 is 2835. It takes 0.35 seconds to arm, which is not too bad. It is rather quick. Just to give you a comparison, let's see the its switch time for its bayonet is half a second, so you can get to it pretty quickly. That's not bad at all. So like they like splash good things in to the Tristan, you know. And you've seen we talked about the swings.
How
so
fast
to
can it
answer
fire
Magnum's question, or go ahead, Magnum.
I was gonna say, how fast can it fire the beam rifle again?
Fire interval is 3 seconds. Yeah, so 3 seconds between shots.
I mean, you probably don't want to overheat it anyway, but yeah.
Yeah.
If you could fire it pretty quick, then you just fire it once and then fire it again. Get that stagger real quick.
Yeah. And the arm Gatling gun is 150 at level 1, 157 at level 2. It has a 45 bullet clip. And it fires pretty quick. This thing is 600 shots a minute. It reloads in 11 seconds. It only takes half a second to switch to and start firing. Range is 200. And the stagger value is 6% per shot.
Oh.
Which isn't bad. So that's a stagger on 17. And if you lead that with a beam rifle shot, so that's one uncharged beam rifle shot and 5 pops of the arm Gatling is a stun. And if you do a full charge, that cuts off like 2, so it's about it's like a full charge shot and 3 machine gun shots is a stagger. There, if for some reason your full charge is like maneuver armor or something, I guess, you have that option there.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. So you pretty much just want to shoot the beam rifle and then go straight into the Gatling, follow up with melee.
Yeah, it seems very similar to the Gundam unit, 7th Gundam. There we go. In that regard, where generally, if you don't have a full charge, you just do a beam shot and then pop a rocket at them, and you're ready to go to melee town. It also has head Vulcans, unlike the Gundam Mark III.
Oof.
And the level 1 is 70 power, 73 at level 2. You have 60. You have a 60 round clip, 450 shots a minute, 6-second reload, half a second to switch to and start shooting, 150 range. And obviously you can move while firing and boosting, 2% stagger value per shot, which is not bad. And just to give you like a little comparison there, it's the same stagger value as the Mark II, but the Mark IIs do more damage. And the usual correction. So you do like more head, you do more damage to the head and legs and stuff, but less damage to shields with the Vulcans. And then outside of its shield, the last weapon on the Tristan is the club. Some of you guys might know it as the Sturmfaust. But
it's got a weird shape to it in the illustration too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's the Federation Sturmfaust, the club.
We don't use Xeon technology. That's a club. But level 1 has 1700 power, 1785 for level 2. It has a single shot, Sturmfaust, by the way. It takes 15 seconds to reload, which is pretty on par for the course from a Sturmfaust. I think I heard the other day that there are other Sturmfausts that have a comparable reload time. Swap time is 3 seconds, which that's kind of long. It's 3 seconds might seem like a lot, but that, just to put it in perspective, that's 1 second. That's 1 second faster than it takes for you to do a full charge in your beam rifle. And I want to say we've always referred to this, but 4 seconds is how long it takes to charge a Gelgoog beam rifle, right?
It's I think 4.5.
I think
is it 4.5? Okay.
I can check real quick.
4 might be Grandpa, and like I think the Gelgoog's been like faster, or not faster, but slower.
It is 4.5 to focus.
Oh, wow,
okay, which puts even more into comparison. Is like, why the heck does my 600 base cost suit have the same charge time as a low-cost beam rifle, or almost the same charge time as a low-cost beam rifle for a lower tier suit? But whatever.
Also, why doesn't the higher Gelgoog beam rifle have a slower charge time as well? Because 650 HIMO. Yeah,
I know. But, if they're so keen on doing things because video games, they can only afford that.
You can fire it while shooting or moving, even, and shooting, and it stuns instantly. But it does have a 80% stagger rate. So just like with the beam rifle, you can Sturmfaust or club somebody and follow up with a spray from one of your DACA options and set up a quick stagger if you need to.
Definitely not Sturmfaust.
For sure, we don't know what that is. And ignore the fact that it says Sturmfaust on your screen when you have the weapon equipped. That's a club.
Mm-hmm. Wait, does it actually say it?
But, yeah, there are other weapons too. Like I think the Sea
awesome.
Serpent is another good example.
Oh.
Where like I think when you have it on, it still says Heat Hawk or not Heat Hawk, but Heat Rod or something.
Rod, yeah.
There are a couple of weapons like that. And the shield is a large shield. At level 1, it has 5,500 HP. And at level 2, it has 5,775. It's a big boy thick shield.
Also, something to note, and this is something that Hikaru was talking about the other day since he got it, is that when you walk backwards with it, it actually puts it diagonally in front of you. So you actually get decent coverage from the shield in certain when you're moving in certain directions.
There you go. Federation knew how to win. Shields were it. I think Gato was doing so much work in a GBO2. I think it was like a shield. What is this? Xeon knows nothing of shields.
Speaking of GBO2,
I was gonna say he had a Gelgoog before that, so at least he knew. And then is like bigger shield. Oh hell yeah!
There we go. Don't tell anybody. The secret is shields.
They stole our shield technology. We're doomed. That's a real goal of Project V, was to develop shields.
Just not little arm flappies. I still
Okay.
think they should put buffer on for that.
By the way, though, if you look at the picture where I used it for the overlay for the GBO2, if you look where the shield is actually attached, not really attached. That's why I had to angle it like that, because it's like it's like the which apparently isn't it like holding the shield with like a clip or something? Isn't that actually how it's technically supposed to?
Yeah, because it's holding it like in front of itself.
Yeah, rather than actually it being attached like a normal shield. But they've kind of got it there as if it was not. Or maybe I'm just blind, but yeah. Anyway, it's in the right spot-ish area, but it's definitely a little jank how they've got it there though. But anyway, any other thoughts on the Tristan before we move on to the patch news?
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, I haven't even gone into why I think it's a bad suit yet. Yeah.
Okay.
So, my thoughts on the Tristan is that they wanted to create a supplementary general, and by that I mean like some people call them support generals, stuff like that. Think of like the Gundam Mark III, full armor Gundam ground type, stuff like that. Just like not really a frontliner. You know, I don't know. I think if you did it right, you could do it up as one. But I feel like on the drawing board, their mindset was that it would be kind of like a follow-up suit. And the reason I say this is just because like its kit is like super awkward, right? Like it's not. It feels like it's not consistent enough to be on the front line because you have a long stagger time, and you know you might see an argument like, oh, but he has a Sturmfaust. Sturmfaust takes a long time to ready up, and especially at 600, you're running into suits that have like really good maneuver armor, multiple dodge rolls. So like you're initiating if you're Sturmfaust, and you have no follow up if they roll out. Like you have to correct me. Like look at some clarification here. Stagger buildup, assuming you don't hit the iframes, carries over after a roll, right? Like I don't think it refreshes it.
No, it doesn't.
Okay, so
normally it's just when people do it, it's usually just to try to get out of the way. It's to give it enough time to like, because there's like a cooldown or a certain amount of time where it decreases. But if they hit you immediately after you get out of the roll, you're not really gonna have shed off enough for it to make much of a difference.
Okay, so I mean, I guess in that regard, they might still have the option to set up a stagger, but with its like with the suits you have to compare it to, which all have nice instant stagger options. Granted, some of them have to be a little bit clunky. Like I think the Dryson's only alternative after, depending on how you initiate, would be the Tri-Blades. Does it have another quick stun that I'm forgetting about?
I don't think the Arm Spotters do enough for that. Maybe they do if you do the whole thing. That's about it.
But like it's a melee oriented suit, which generally means that it wants to be a frontline. And it seems like they have it built with the mindset that it should be in the front, but it just doesn't have good consistent instant stuns.
You know what it is though? I feel like it's output in like death by 1,000 cuts, as opposed to like the typical meta of initiate into bungo.
And
then like for some people it works because they're just good at like maneuvering, and for everyone else it's just like, this doesn't belong in this game. Like why is it like this?
Here's a question. What I'm gonna look up the Alex's charge rate. But what's the Dryson's base cost? Is it 550?
Yeah.
Yes.
And then it's got a 3-second charge time. So I wonder if they were just like, we don't want to give this beam rifle. Never mind, I almost said something dumb because I just looked. Guess what the range on the Alex beam rifle is?
It's like stubbier than
400.
400.
Ooh. I don't know why I thought the one for the
What's-
Tristan was actually a little bit longer. I'm so used to you getting more of the range out of the charge shot.
Literally 2 shots essentially in the Alex is the same damage as doing the.
And yet you need 3 to actually stun somebody with
Well, I'm sorry.
consecutive.
Sorry.
For the Alex, at least.
This is a level 2. Never mind. Hang on. Let me go back to level.
Oh, hold on.
950. There we go. 950 is a level 1.
Say.
So yeah, that's. But still, so what? 3 shots to equal the Tristan, which is normally what you need for a stagger anyway. But you can get that off, and you're fine. You're not going to overheat. I mean, I guess
that's. The charge is pretty fast, anyways. So.
I'm trying to compare it in the sense that like I'm expecting this to kind of be a better Alex.
And it would be
I think
if
it fails
wasn't
in that
bumped
regard.
up as far.
Yeah.
Well, they're very different
far
suits.
ahead.
Yeah, I mean, I think the only thing the attrition has in relation to the Alex is that, like, lore-wise, it's the Alex souped up. That and like gameplay-wise, I think that's absolutely it. The suits, in my opinion, couldn't be any further in play style. Like, you know, if you want to be like, well, the basic idea of stun follow-up is there, but like Alex can do both pretty good Zuka play and be like frontline melee. Or play kind of like the Zero Shiki does now, or maybe the Zero Shiki plays like it now, and just kind of like sit back and play that kind of dodgy, consistent
Zero
damage
Shiki was
output.
kind of like the high cost answer early on for like people who were actually about the Alex.
Well, here's a question: what's the cooldown time for the Beam Saber again? Did you say 3?
I don't know if I actually mentioned it. The swap time is 0.35 seconds, so you can.
Okay, 0.35 is what you said. But what was the
quickly.
cooldown time? 2.5?
2.5 seconds.
Yeah. I don't know. I just feel like the Alex's Gatling got upgraded, but the beam rifle got downgraded significantly.
Which is funny because people were.
If you want a comparison, by the way,
the new Gundam's rifle, at least in terms of design.
That melee recovery or the cooldown time of the melee is just as fast as the Dom high speed, which can initiate out of a boost and still follow up with another neutral. Just give you an idea there. So I mean, with this, like I guess if you had somebody knocked down, well, the recovery frames are longer. If someone was knocked down and you neutraled, in theory, you should be able to neutral them again before they stand back up. So how long the recovery frames are.
I mean, minus its slow downswing and its slow melee swings, like minus the problems it has in melee, right? The Alex comparison, I could see if you're gonna charge the Alex beam rifle, then I mean, I kind of like the way the Tristan beam rifle works as far as its damage to, you know, you only have to hit 1 shot, I guess. I mean, instead of, you know, shooting somebody, flanking them with 3 beam rifle shots to do the same thing, but you get a stagger. The equivalent, though, of the 3 seconds essentially to shoot somebody, because I think the Alex has, what, a 1 second cooldown time anyway? So if you focus, you either hit them 3 times to get the stagger and you get a lot of damage, or you charge it up to get the stagger outright, but you lose some damage. Well, in this case, you can just use the not Sturmfaust and get the stagger in the same way. The only thing is it's not a beam rifle shot that's just like, sup, and you've hit them, right? You got to be closer. But again, if you're going to be doing that, you're probably going to combo into a melee shot. So I kind of see this being a sort of an upgrade, and they're dividing the rifle so you can either do some good damage with it, or you can do the Sturmfaust for the stagger, and you're already close enough so you can get that melee in, and it works out pretty well. And then you go to the Gatling to go ahead and, you know, be your follow-up with everything else, which you'd kind of spam, what, 3 shots, maybe a 4th shot with the beam rifle, and then do the Gatling anyway. So you can kind of just hit somebody really far, really close, whatever, and then do the Gatling while you're up there. And now you can get a stagger off like that, rather than having to get, what is it, like 30% stagger ratio something like that, or it's like 36. Can't remember what the
You talking
Alex's
about
is.
like arm gatling?
Well, no, the Alex. But like the thing is,
I have
yeah.
to look.
I mean, it's somewhere. It takes 3 shots. I know that much. So the point is it's 30 something, or even if it's 40, it's 2 shots get to that 80, and then you can finish up with the Gatling. Yeah. But the point being is now you just hit once, you've got a huge amount of stagger ratio when you go into the Gatling. Okay, 35. There we go.
Yeah, and like if you hit that in the middle of like someone being focused, you're definitely gonna put.
So is that the same as 2 shots? The same as one shot of the other?
2 uncharged shots is the same as 1 shot.
I mean, you get the 1 shot, and then you can go into the Gatling and do that kind of combo. And I would do 2 shots into the thing sometimes. I mean, so I would try the third, but if I was not comfortable with it, I would do 2 shots, and then I would go straight into the Gatling. Or most of the time, it involved me missing the second shot or the first shot. And then I'd be like, well, I've hit 2. I don't want to overheat. Better swap to Gatling, So I feel like this is a raid killer for maneuver armor is kind of what the role of this would fulfill. And it's got pretty good defense compared to everything else, so it can definitely frontline. What is the GBO1's resistances and health at that cost too?
Which one?
Either or.
The normal one? Oh, okay. Are they the same? I don't even think to check, but
sorry, the G. My bad. I thought you meant what level of it. But either 600 or 650 of just the regular. Sorry, not the.
22 across the board at level 2 and 24 across the board at level 3.
Okay.
So that's 72 total at level, or no, that's level 3. That's 66 total at level 3, or 2 rather. And then this is I'm just gonna math this one. 62.
Yeah, I wonder if you would just want to have that as a front line over the Tristan.
Yeah, I think the GBO1 has better defensive stats in that regard. If we're just looking at strictly defense.
Well, then I guess the other question,
like we said before,
same HP.
The downswing is also a lot more self-sufficient.
Yeah, same HP, better melee. Like I'll take an instant double swing knockdown over.
Kind of wish the other one had force injector. Sometimes I forget that it doesn't at that cost, and I'm just like, oh god, wait a minute. But it's still pretty fast.
With a club. So Magnum, I just want to follow up on what you were saying too when you were explaining the stuff. Like in regards to what you were saying, because I mean, obviously you have the option to do stagger build up and stun, but my take on that stuff and kind of what you mentioned is that Tristan feels like it came from the same universe.
Here we go again.
Oh, here we go again.
It did, but like, yeah, man, we've got alternate Universal Sentry suits coming from Bizarro Land GBO.
Yeah,
and
for real though, right?
But this is a bad one that they put out. Whereas like the Gundam Mark III was like, an okay balanced suit. Because like, it has an insta stun, it has the cannons, but they don't stun. Damage output's all right. No Vulcans. They should fix that. Beam rifle or beam saber. Whereas if this were like, let's make everything like just awkward enough, but we're gonna raise the damage numbers, and that's the Tristan. It's like, oh well, you have an insta stun to Sturmfaust, and that stagger ratio is pretty high. And you can only ever shoot that beam rifle 2 times if I have to wait for that overheat to go up, but it hits really hard. And like, oh, you want to have a really hard hitting downswing? You deal 5,300 damage, but you do have to load up downswing.exe on your old Macintosh before you get that downswing in, and that Keyblade is gonna have rolled twice before you even get your blades out.
It's like that's kind of like talking about all those operating system things. It's like, how the hell did you get this to run on this? before Kira just comes in and like updates everything. Like,
Hacker Man's
yeah.
yeah. But like, I don't know. I just, my problem with attrition is it's like unnecessarily awkward and a cost where there are so many suits that give you instant gratification. And I don't even think it's so much of a like you guys only like meta suits or whatever. Like you just need to get used to playing it. Because I mean, I get that you have options that are still there. But like, why though? Why does BB set this precedent with all these these really strong suits like the Mark II and the Dryson, the Cubile, and stuff like that, and then they released the fucking then they released the Tristan, man. Like, why is it so awkward? Why not work harder than other generals with my 3-star mobile suit?
Oh no! Here we go. Oh shit! Here we go again.
Like, if the Tristan was a raid, I'd have been like, "Oh well, par for the course. Raids get the beat downs anyway."
Yeah, at least the multiplier for the downswing was dummy thick this time, or some bullshit like that. But yeah.
But it's like they're like, man, the Tristan would make a really cool raid, and they're like, oh crap, we just put one out, make it a general, which is fine. Generals can have crappy suits sometimes too. Screw you guys.
I just took a drink.
But man. like everything about it, like if it was a raid, that would literally just be like, well, raids just have awkward stun options. That's how they do. I don't know. That's my problem with Tristan. That's why I think it's bad. Like, it's got big boy numbers, but awkward.
Well,
it's just awkward. It has a raid. It has a raid outfit.
So, like I said, I kind of want to try it just because I'm gonna probably play it more shooty, and then I'll go in for just that clapping downswing when somebody's already knocked over. But I feel like that's really the only reason why you have to go into melee.
Yeah, and I mean the problem is what you do in the interim, right?
Yeah, which it looks like it has a lot of firing capabilities. So Gatling, man, ABG. That's all I'm saying. Always be Gatling.
I know what I'll do to interim while the attrition is trying to downswing. I'll go back to my base, fully repair my mobile suit, come back, and then dodge roll out of the way of its swing.
Oof.
Did I mention its melees are slow? Did anyone get that? Do you guys get that watching
maybe
this?
That's why they put it at high cost, just because they wanted it to have at least like barn door sized suits to swing at.
Yeah, maybe like, the suits are all big and slow. Maybe the O is just gonna be like
Zommel size thing. Oh god.
Yeah. Oh, my arms are so heavy. Yo, why won't you move? Like, is that what's gonna happen? Like, oh my god,
dudes just keep coming on the field like, yo, get out the way.
Yeah, pretty much.
I'm just saying, you shouldn't be able to you shouldn't be able to stagger that thing too easy. That's gotta have like Zommel like
oh yeah,
ton avoidance on that shit. If it don't, there's gonna be sun. That suit's gonna get bullied really bad.
There is some upside though. You can paint the Tristan like new Gundam.
You feel very fancy while you get clapped.
Yeah, and just be amongst your peers. At least it's not pink.
I am curious to see if it finds a spot though that is just
The spot is the one weirdo ace that like really goes out of his way to make it work. For everyone else, they're probably just gonna pick a different suit if they can.
Yeah, that's kind of what it seems like. Like for a better front line,
I'm giving it a hard time.
GBO1, better ranged everything else at that current cost right now that also does that.
It's just weird because like the Zero Shiki is kind of the answer to like a higher cost Alex in and of itself, and it can kind of do what this is trying to do already. But even then, like that wasn't a very good proof of concept to begin with. So trying it again and then slapping an extra like stun with the shield and at least giving it some ballistic, it's like, well, maybe if it was higher damaging it'd matter more, but I don't know, Sternfaust don't seem to be doing it too much. I think that's what makes this suit really frustrating. Like, it has things that could be good if they just allowed them to be.
Yeah, that's. I just wonder if we get some quality of life improvements in, like, 4 months or something. Whenever they do another big
Once it
balance
finally comes
patch.
out of the gacha or some shit, they just, instead of like nerfing it after it's out of the gacha, they just feel like, oh god,
Oh god, that would be funny.
needs help, you guys. I get into 700 solidly, and it's like, man, the numbers.
But yeah, so to answer your question, that's all I had to say about the Tristan before we move on to patch notes.
It's a whole other segment source. No big deal.
Oh man, that is great. Okay, so
That's the podcast, ladies and gentlemen. I've been.
I'm GamingEmblem.
Oh man. Okay, well, I mean, I can't not talk about it though. We at least got to talk about my baby. I got it. I got it.
Oh,
3
yeah.
boxes and I got it. No big
Mhm.
deal.
I heard him flipping out, and I was like, "That's not for the Tristan. There's no way that's for the Tristan. It's definitely the Mullers."
It was the Malurs.
The Malurs.
So yeah,
New MLRS.
it is. It is sexy. Just look at that shield. Yeah.
Oh god.
Oh yeah. Metal Gear. I mean, MLRS. But yeah.
Broke my knife.
Crap. Broke my knife. Mullers battle.
Malurs, yeah.
Just pretty much every like support ace battle ever.
Okay, let's see if I can get the right window.
Trying to fit my topic, but MLRS and GBO2 is so big.
My soul.
Whatever.
Kill this man.
Malurs, even the name is too thick.
Too damn bird.
That's fun.
But the a reign of pain will be unleashed upon 650.
Finally, it's at cost.
We'll have to see though, because I mean, I still think the MLRS has fight in it, but I do think that against the right Cubulate players, it is kind of showing its age.
Yeah.
See, I
Like,
don't
if
have
you're
any
seamless with
problems
your funnel
with.
play and stuff, like you can clap.
I don't have too much of an issue though with Cubulate. Like the hardest.
I think it's just because you're good at the game, Magnum.
It's also because you played a million billion rounds in the Mullers.
Yeah, and the only thing that I have a problem with, and the biggest thing that you got to pay attention to, is when those funnels go behind you for that rear hit.
Oh yeah,
because
the back attack. Yeah,
that'll mess up an MLRS.
That's the bread and butter.
Like, you pretty much have to know when they're doing that and either go to the left or backward, like instantly when you see the funnels coming at you in the right way. If they're flying at you in that way and you notice and you're just like, okay, cool, backing up, and then you're good.
Yeah, like it's no incom dodge, but as long as you can get like enough of them to not hit, you'll be all right.
Yeah. So, and not just that though, the rear one claps for damage, so you definitely don't want to even take that hit. So, even if you could just go forward, that's why I said you want to go to the side or back, because you want to avoid as many of those as you can. And then the follow funnels that they can follow up with, or even just go straight in at you, is pretty much your only other problem. But you can insta stagger them faster, and then you can follow up with Vulcans, and as long as they're not completely on point, you can stagger them about the same time they can stagger you if they just decide to do the follow stuff. Otherwise, they have to hit you like any other suit with their main beam to get you staggered. So, Oh no, and plus now with the new and improved MLRS hitting for like 3.6k per missile, just doing like 12k or sorry, 11k damage to a Cubile just outright. I'll take it. I'm just saying, pretty sexy amounts of damage. And then you can follow up if they take the full hit. You can follow up with the normal MLRS as the main weapon that I don't even have the level 2 of or the level 3. Once I get that, we in there.
Saw Nova. He's over there wringing his hands. Yeah.
Oh yeah. But no, for real though, it's really just crazy deeps. And then the Vulcans now got
twirling your curly mustache.
Yeah. Good. But and the Vulcans are even buffed too. So I've got the Vulcan stats here as well. But just to kind of, I mean, it was already working pretty well in 600, right?
Mm-hmm.
And yes, the week of the Cubile, there was a lot of people who probably didn't need to be playing the Cubile.
Yeah.
So, fair enough. I got to bully. But now I still kind of bully. And so it's from 600. The MLRS, by the way, goes from 1680. And the Vulcans go from 94 to 1760, so it's almost 100. And 99. So yeah, so like I'm hitting 200 damage per Vulcan on a Cubile, which with how fast those fire, it is crazy damage. Now if you hit their shoulder, it's automatically just 140, but still.
Right. A lot of shoulder to hit, but normally it'll center because it does have ASL on it as well.
Yeah. And then there's 120 damage per missile to add, which is really nice. So for the main weapon. And one thing I really didn't notice is just how much they improved that beam saber. Like it's straight up 270 damage over the level 1 for the level 3. So if you can get that and you hit a general with it, like that is some good damage. And you get
GBO2 has the beam saber. I thought it just shield bashed everything.
Oh yeah. Sorry. The shield
they
bash.
Just put the damage in the shield.
Yeah.
Yeah, for real.
You shield bash, then you down swing.
Deal your HP worth of damage to opponents. It's just going to add like set items to the game.
Like it would be cool if it was contextual and like you had someone against the wall, press them up on it.
Oh my god, it'd be like a fighting game. You just like corner cheese somebody.
Yeah. Wall bang.
Like, oh, shit. Hit you. Then the GPO2 hits you for Tequila Sunrise or something. Like, oh no.
Wall bounces for days. You fucked up.
Oh gosh, already. The Barrack grapples into the game. Oh my god, to just freaking literally scoop a support off the ground.
I need it. Some do need to have that. That'd be amazing. Just command grabs as part of their melee. Like, come on now.
Yes, add a skill that makes it to where you tackle a unit on the ground, you just scooped him off the floor, and then just like throw him back down or something, man. That'd be so cool.
At least the O has to have the hug as its counter if it's not gonna get a grab.
For real though. Yes, please. But yeah, overall, I think it's fantastic that we have it now. I mean, of course I would say that, but
you're not the only one. Honestly, they needed a really strong, like overall solid support.
It was an inevitable flex. It was good that they finally got it over with.
Yeah, because the high cost supports they have right now aren't bad, but you trade off a lot for a couple more options and damage output, whereas the MLRS just is consistent. Yeah, it's consistent and it has really good defense. Unless you get around to shield, and then
that is very squishy.
Guess I'll die.
It's nice because like I remember we used to consider that a dummy thick suit, but like now compared to a lot of the other like, double Zeta era suits, like those things are huge. They take up so much fucking room. Like this is compact by comparison. Like half of the issue of these bigger supports is that they're having to like wiggle from side to side to actually get their shots around other big dumbass suits.
Yeah, that's a little awkward.
Especially on some of the more flat maps and stuff.
I think the Palace Athene though has found its spot as far as just another big suit. Like that
it's kind of
the
awkward thing about them having like so many options because you're constantly considering the minimum range so that you can reach with that when you continue to cycle weapons. And that's why the Malurus is so nice because it's just it's a little bit more situational because it has such a simplified kit. Like 2 of its attacks are obviously long range. The minute someone like tries to front on you, you just whip out the Vulcans, or like if you're advancing, then that's a really good one to push with. Like it really doesn't get much simpler.
Yeah, pretty much. But so yeah, overall, I'm hyped. That's pretty much. Go spin on it if you're a support player. Have fun.
But good luck.
But yeah, you guys got anything else to add? Then, if not, what about that?
Are we moving on to the FB or is the next topic?
Well, I was gonna say the FB if you don't have anything else to say on the Malurus.
Space sucks. Next topic. I'm GamingEmblem. But
I mean, I still think it's the best spacesuit. Still, I mean, you still see them.
It's the sweat special.
Yeah, it is. It is the most sweaty. So yeah, it's crazy how good that suit is. And now that there's a 650, I'm just like, okay, I'm terrified. Yep.
Your excuse is gone. It's not under cost anymore. Get ready.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be zooming through all those funnels and clapping your cheek holes.
But yeah. And then we got the GM Night Seeker 2 in the lottery, which is nice.
I got it.
It was a little later than I was kind of, because they were like, so we're gonna actually start doing it now, and it's like, so yeah, we're like on a aquatic suit now. Where's the GM Night Seeker 2 at? And so yeah, they finally did.
Like, here it is. There it goes.
Yeah, so it's good that they're actually starting to do that. Hopefully, we'll see right when the next one swaps.
I guess those are supposed to be like our new shadow suits, but it's like they're technically shadow suits that we could have had already.
Pretty much. I guess that's their justification for it. Is like, yeah, we're gonna do shadow suits now, except for you got a chance to win them by winning first.
And being frustrated when you don't get them. And then finally, months later, you'll be able to get it by giving us money.
Yep. But is this by the way, the normal suit, is that new this time around? Or did we already have this normal suit?
Isn't it the one for the dude in the 30-second anime?
Oh, for Twilight Access.
I don't know, it just says Federation 03.
It's like 30 seconds long, right? It's a commercial.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Each episode for that OVA. Yeah.
Now go buy this janky master grade. It's like throwing Alex and an old Alex ad lying around at you and give you half a runner, a few extra parts.
New shield. It's a little bit bigger and boxier than the Alex. Have fun. What do you mean? All of his joints are old. It's like, why are there still screws in it?
This is weird. It's like an Alex box, and you just put a sticker that says Tristan on here. But no, that's P Bandai. They all look like that.
I went ahead and brought everything up.
Can't be.
Oh, go ahead.
No, I was just memeing more. Don't mind me. Unless you need me to meme more.
I mean,
Now let's throw some shade at age kits.
Oh shit!
Oh no.
Suits that already look like toys having bad toy versions of themselves? Who would have thought?
So
I know,
apparently, if people didn't get their clan ×5 bonus, that should be showing up. Log in through Wednesday the 16th to, I guess 16th and 17th. So pretty much past 2 days. Okay. Yesterday and today should get your compensation for not getting the ×5 bonus if the clan leveled up.
They should have gave us apology tokens for that downtime.
For that, yeah. Well, actually, I mean, again, technically, I guess it wasn't downtime, but
It was downtime for content.
yes, exactly.
I wish they had given me some of the mobile suit tickets so I could have spent my downtime in the hangar.
Hey. Hey.
Yeah, it's the name of the show, guys. Anyway.
Sorry,
It's the downtime in the hangar.
I'm just dying over here, guys. Okay. Then in the recycled tickets, GBO4.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, how long has it been since we've only gotten like one recycled ticket suit?
It has been a minute.
Is it just me, or is it like if I missed one here where I was just like, where I didn't care about it when one thing got put in the recycled ticket? But yeah,
actually, I haven't been paying attention.
Maybe. I was just looking at its beam rifle. Like, I'm like, wait, does it hold it from the top too? What are the rules with that little top thing on the beam rifle? But anyway,
it holds it.
Yeah, good suit. You kind of like playing general. It's kind of like it's the 7th for space.
Except better.
Except for it has 2 swings. And yeah,
it's probably better nutrition.
And it's a sniper type suit. I don't know. I know a lot of people really love its sub weapon for the its secondary beam rifle, because it's got that E-pack that you can just spam like crazy.
Yep, extra pressure.
It's pretty much the I mean, like, I have to agree. There's I mean, I've heard a few people praise it in chat for just its sub weapon being awesome, but someone said that it's like how E-packs should work. And yeah, like pretty much
as ammo should probably just fire like that fucking thing.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I mean, you look at the Charger that we have now, and yeah, it's pretty much
Chargers are really good. They did that thing up right.
Yeah, Charger has that E-pack rifle that is amazing. And it's
be able to charge with it too.
Actually, that real quick tangent back to the MLRS. I mean, there's a lot of suits that can do it, but man, the Charger's got it easy when it comes to fighting that, because all of your downswings can hit it once it gets knocked over. So as soon as you could just go up and you just downswing its shield after you just stagger it with 2 beam shots, or just charge it with missiles, which honestly feels a lot harder to do than just shooting it with 2 beam shots. But then you just downswing its shield, and then you just go over to the legs, downswing, and then downswing, and you win. It's dead. So, which is just crazy that you can get the 3 downswings off in just 1 knockover combo, but like, you just knock it down, and if you hit it, bonus, you definitely kill it. But if you just go hit its legs twice with 2 downswings after you knock it over, then MLRS is done. And I think that's kind of been what we've been missing, is some suits that can do that. But I mean, now we have like the what's the first one that could do it? I guess technically the Striker custom could do it, but I mean, cost was the I am
It's kind of crazy
terrified of it.
because like the charge is actually a little bit more seamless in the Striker too.
Robbie, there we go. But yeah, exactly. Like it's so much easier to do.
Less work and less downside.
Yeah. Less work, less downside. You've got your dodge roll without having to press a button. So, but yeah, just on a side note.
Cute either. Like the Bolnook, which has to like neutral, then jump, switch, downswing, and then neutral or whatever. He's just like, I have one direction for my attack. Downswing, downswing, downswing.
I mean, even the Hammurabi has to do some extra steps. You know, you hit him with the heat rod.
Man needs violate.
But I mean, you hit them with the heat rod, so that now their knees staggered. Then you swing around behind them and hit them, and then knock them over, and then you swap to your alternate, and then downswing to finish it off. But still, like, I mean, Jarja just has really simple stagger 1, 2, 3 melees that, you know, really simple to hit. But pretty cool. But yeah, that was kind of the big thing that I think we're missing still in 650 is not a good, I mean, other than the Hammurabi, but there's so many good. I feel like we're back to the same situation that we were at with generals at higher cost. Only 650 is kind of repeating it. Just way too easy to just decimate general or raise with the generals we got. Mainly the Cubulae. I mean, that's like the amount of beams that just. Oh man, I knocked a Hammurabi out of the air, and just the amount of Cubulae beams that was just going through it at the time, I was like, "Oh, this is disgusting." I'm sorry. I did not mean to. Like, I know you were about to violate, but you got violated.
Double dodge roll.
Unleash the
hive.
But yeah,
funnels go.
Sorry. GBO4
T-posing to assert dominance, by the way.
Oh yeah. But GBO4 stuff and thing. Ticket shop.
Yeah, it's a pretty solid space only general. If you're good at hitting your shots, it's versatile enough to keep up with some of the stuff in space if you know what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
Also,
very
another
good at the Youngs from doing their charge bullshit and their.
Yeah, that is.
It stops Magnum from destroying your base.
Yeah. No, it doesn't. It's too slow. I can just stay on the other side of the base. You can't. I outkite you.
Just everyone needs to just bully Magnum for a little bit.
I don't know. I second this notion.
Maybe you see something slightly green going towards your base.
With a diaper.
Yep. The diaper's the key.
I mean, the Zeong has a dress, so we're okay, right?
That skirted mobile suit.
But yeah, the 04 though, it does good damage. I finally got to, I've got the 600 of it now, so it's pretty cool. I thought about spending the tickets on it, but I'm not sure, just because I got the super already. So if I'm gonna support in something, I'd probably prefer the super personally. But this definitely has a more general playstyle. And quick rant: anything with two swings on a support, can we please get priority 2 melee, please?
No.
They don't even want to give another general 3. They're not going to give you guys 2.
I mean, we have supports with 2, but the ones that have 2 melees don't have 2.
You to get yelled at about.
Like every
the problem is Zoc has priority 3. Get over it. Or 2.
It has invisible priority 3. So does the shield for the GBO2. It has invisible priority 3.
Sounds about right.
But anyway, the I gotta take this real quick.
Oh,
okay. That's like you good, Magnum.
Final thoughts on the GPO4 though.
Gustav, something GPO4. This is an excellent time to shit on attrition some more.
oh no. Oh, so actually, because Karaz brought up something a while back, and I'm sorry I didn't say this earlier, but the Tristan is basically the Gan of blues, isn't it? And I'm not super confident in that take. I feel like the Gan at least still has more output in general. Like what it does well. Does it have a hard time initiating? Sometimes, yes. Have we seen people who are super aggressive that can still run it really well? And in that respect, I can kind of agree because there are some really sweaty Gan players.
Okay, guys.
We know one of them personally. So, like, if we can find someone who's the maniac of Tristans, then, like, then maybe that would be a bit more valid.
I need to go.
Hold on a second. What's up, Magnum?
I need to go. Something.
Okay.
Emergency. So, you guys want to continue or whatever, or we can wrap it up, or what do you guys want to do real quick?
We can wrap it up. That's fine.
Yeah, you can wrap it up.
Yeah, because I mean, we were at the bottom of the patch notes. DP stuff, supports, buy them if you want. They're cool. So, I don't know if you guys had anything else. Quick suit speculation.
Gump. Zaku 3 Custom.
The Zanny.
Yeah, there we go.
The O. Let's get the O now.
Yeah, y'all need to stop fucking around and just put out the O. I know you're scared and you don't know what you're doing, but like, just do it anyway at this point.
Okay, let me go ahead and change this to shout outs and we can... the O. We all vote the O. There we go.
Yeah. Stop fucking around, figure it out.
Okay. Well, Gustav, if you want to go.
Yeah, Gustav X Triple I on Twitter, Facebook, as well as the Twitch is going to be continuing the usual Gundam Battle Operation 2 dailies, as well as Cross Rays, in which we are going to be finishing up Stargazer on the weekend and moving into 00. Once that's done, we'll be moving into Yakuza 3. I think that's pretty much decided at this point. And besides that, also, we're going to bring up the Among Us.
Yeah, we're gonna be playing Among Us on this weekend. We'll start around I think it was 4 p.m. Central Time on Saturday. You should check it out. Magnum will be there, Gustav, myself, Chad, Sergeant Sov, Ripping Lotus, and other to be announced people.
I might be limited capacity when I'm there, but yeah, Path of Exile things. But anyway, continue.
Oh, yeah.
Be right back.
Well, I mean, that's it. I was gonna say that's it for me. So
okay, Emblem, go.
I'm GamingEmblem. I play video games on the internet. I also forgot the water map's probably going to come out. Their water is going to be coming out next week, so it's probably actually going to be like aquatic suits. So Capel, Aqua GM, Waterproof Gundam, Thunderbolt Akai, whatever. Yeah, for sure. So get your floaties ready. Video games, internet. Gustav dug up my Facebook, so I have a Facebook now. GamingEmblem. Check it out. Man, you're good. Go.
Okay. As usual, everybody's links will be down in the description below. But I'm EG Magnum. Stream on Twitch, go to Twitter, Discord, stuff like that. Gonna be doing Path of Exile coming up this week. Pretty much starting tomorrow at 4 p.m. Eastern. Gonna be doing the thing on Saturday with the Among Us. Depending on what Path of Exile stuff is going on, I'll be doing that. Yeah, if I get back tonight, I might do a little bit more with Gundam and maybe the Avengers, if not Avengers tomorrow. And Tabletop every Wednesday, 6 p.m. Eastern. Gundam Campaign podcast every 9 p.m. Eastern. But anyway, guys, that'll be it for this one. Like, comment, subscribe, all of that. Leave us a comment down below of what you think about what we talked about and stuff. But anyway, that'll be it for this one. Thanks for watching, guys. Peace.
Later.